All right, moving on to C notes day 2. Again, more notes for target C. Yes, I know. It's a drag. But we need to understand target C. So it's very, very important, okay? The good thing is that day 2 notes are actually easy, okay? And we're not really doing much. We just have to really understand the problems and write our answers, okay? So for number 7, it says Gloria uploaded a song cover on YouTube. The function v of t models the number of views the video received as a function of time, t in hours. When did the number of views increase the fastest? Between 0 and 1 or between 2 and 3 hours? And explain. All right, so for this one, to figure out which number of views increase the fastest, obviously we need to find the rate of change, okay? So the rate of change again is rise over run. Remember, you need to rise before you run, okay? And we have two options. Option A is 0 to 1 hour. All right. Rise, remember, is talking about the y, and run is talking about the x. That means that on our table, always the top portion is always going to be the x, which is our domain. Okay, yes, they give you another variable. It doesn't matter. T means x, which means our domain. B of t, remember I said equals y. It doesn't matter. Saying f of x equals v of t is the same thing. The variables can change, but the meaning of it is the same. So y is the range, which is the y. All right. The rate of change between 0 and 1 hour. Okay, here I go. It's going to be, well, what's the difference between 0 and 1? 0 and 1 is going by 1 hour. So that's my x. That's going to be on the bottom. The difference between 0 and 45 is 45. So that's my y. So it's 45. So the rate of change between 0 and 1 hour is actually going to be 45. All right, let me change my color here. The rate of change between 2 and 3, remember that was my other option, is going to be, well, what's the difference between 2 and 3? That's going to be 1 hour, right? 3 minus 2 is 1. So that's going to be x in the bottom, which is my run. And then 60 minus 85, which is going to be my rise, okay? That's going to be 25. 25 divided by 1 gives me 25. So that's the rate of change between 2 and 3. Now, my question asks, when did the number of views increase the fastest? Well, the number of views increase the fastest between 0 and 1 hour because rate of change is 45. Okay. And guess what? These are worth 3 points on your test. We really need to understand this. On how do you get 3 points? You need to show me the rate of change for option A. You need to show me the rate of change at option B. And then you need to explain it. Okay? So that's how you get 3 points on this question. Make sure you do all 3 parts of it. Alright? Again, make sure you guys ask questions if you guys don't understand it. You're doing number 8, number N, you need to send me a picture. 3-point questions are very important. Make sure you send your pictures. I can check your work. Number 9 is the same thing. It says the table below shows the distance a cyclist rides his bicycle over time. Is the rate of change distance constant? First question. What does the rate of change represent? Second question. And guess what? This question is also worth 3 points on your test. And I'm going to show you how to get 3 points. Okay. As you notice on the table, remember the first column is always the x, the second one is the y, no matter what. Okay, as you notice, time in minutes is going increasing by 1. It's always going by 1 minute. right? 1 plus 1 is 2, 2 plus 1 is 3, 3 plus 1 is 4. Okay, so it's going by 1. So the time, the x is always going to be 1. The distance traveled is the one that changes, okay? We need to find the rate of change for this one. So the change between 2000 and 5,000, sorry, 2000 and 2500 is actually 500. How do I figure that out? I'm just subtracting. 2500 minus the 2000 is 500. That means that the 2000 I'm adding 500. 2500 plus 500 is also 3000. So 3000 minus 2500 gives me 500. That's how I figured it out. And again, as you can see, it's actually adding 500 again. 3000 plus 500 gives me 3500. So is the rate of change distance constant? What does it mean constant? Constant means that it never changes. It's the same over time, always. So is the distance, the rate of change constant? Yes. The rate of change in distance is constant. This is 1 point. 2 points. Question number 2, what does the rate of change represent? Well, the rate of change represents that is the distance traveled is is 500 feet per minute. Every minute. That's what it means. Okay. So you get your first question by showing me the rate of change. And again, why didn't I just do the equation, right? Rise over run. Y over x. Well, y is 500. X is always 1. So 500 divided by 1 is 500. So I know that the rate of change is going to be the same for all of it if I find out that the difference for all the distance travel is 500. Okay? So you need to show me the difference. So I need to see the numbers. How much is the difference? Obviously for this one is 500. I need to see this. Next, you need to answer question number 1 and then you need to answer question number 2. That's how you get 3 points. 1 point here, 1 point here, 1 point here gives you 3 points. Okay. You're doing question number 10 and again you're sending a picture. Okay, again, 3-point questions, so make sure you know how to do them. Okay, all you have to do is send a picture, that's it. And then lastly, our last problem here, this is the beginning to our notes for target D. Okay, again, like I said from the beginning from C notes, we're talking about the rate of change, which is the same thing of slope, right? The only difference is that rate of change is easy to find when we have 2 points and we don't have any information about those points, okay? The slope, and I spelled slope wrong, oh my god. So the slope, we also use formula y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1, okay? And we need 2 points, okay? But for this one, we're using the coordinate points, okay? So this one actually gave us information about the coordinate points, okay? All you have to do is identify which one is your y1, y2, x2, y1, okay? Again, we look at the graphs from left to right. So from left to right, I can see that this is the first point and this is the second point. And I told you from other targets before, I think it was, yep, it was target A. Every coordinate point has an X and a Y. All of them, no matter what. Okay, this one has an X and a Y. This also has an X and a Y. Okay, how do you figure out which one is Y1, Y2? Well, look at the points. It's the first point. So that means that this has to be X1, Y1, X2, Y2. Okay, and all you're going to do after that is plug it into the numbers. Okay. I have my equation. I'm going to write it over here. Oops. Whoa. y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. Okay, here I go. x2, I'm gonna erase this. Okay, sorry, y2 is right here. Y2, this is my y2, which is 1,500. 1,500 minus my y1. Y1 is right here, which is 2,500. Over, I'm going to change my color here so we don't get confused. x2 goes first. x2 is 10, which is 10 minus x1, which is 4. Okay, and all you have to do is do the math, right? Negative 1,500 minus 2,500 is actually going to give me negative 1,000. And 10 minus 4 gives me 6. And when you divide that, when you just simplify, it's going to give you a decimal. So I'm going to leave it like this. Okay. Again, you could actually divide and simplify it by 2, because you could divide by 2. So then technically I have negative 500, and then 6 divided by 2 is going to give me 3, and obviously I can simplify it, so I'm just going to leave it like that finally. Okay, I simplify and I can divide both by any other number, so it's going to be negative 500 over 3. That's the rate of change for this one, which is the slope. Okay, so the answer for this is negative 500 over 3. Okay, you need to do the same thing for the next problem. You have 2 points, okay? And again, this one you should be able to try it and send me picture. Okay, this is a heads up, a head started to your target D. Target D, we're going to talk about this, okay? So just try it, send a picture, let me know if you have questions.